on behalf of our institute, that is National Institute of Rural Development Panchayati Raj, please accept my greetings. I was told that I should address on the Mahatma Gandhi NREGA aspect for this program. But I will also include some other rural development schemes for which we are working on natural resource management and also climate change aspects. You all know that Mahatma Gandhi NREGA has been seen as one of the saviors of all the schemes of India, all the government schemes of India. It is one of the most mega schemes of government of India, which is there for a very, very long time, and thought of addressing the poverty elevation. But if you see in the recent time, there was also a news, I don't know whether a few days back there was a news, there was a survey done by Times of India, Economic Times, and in that survey it was seen that most of the expenditure in Mahatma Gandhi NREGA has been done in states like Kerala and Tamil Nadu and other states which are very advanced. They are very rich states as compared to other part of country. So that means it was also seen that Mahatma Gandhi NREGA is not to address the distress. People don't see that it is addressing the distress. So then what are the aspects of Mahatma Gandhi NREGA we should look forward into? It's not just be seen as a poverty elevation program, but there are many other facets to Mahatma Gandhi NREGA. I think that also we should also consider while implementing these schemes. Since its inception from 2005, the emphasis on Mahatma Gandhi NREGA was on the employment generation, and that means directly addressing the poverty elevation. Then the emphasis was laid on watershed management because a lot of NRM activities works were on demand. So around 2008-09, that it all went to watershed development programs that Mahatma Gandhi NREGA, all the labor should be used for these watershed development programs. And later on, after the integrated watershed development program, which was there till 2014-15, after that if you see that the majority of the works in watershed development and management was done under Mahatma Gandhi NREGA. In fact, for a long time, the WDC component of Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana, under PMKSY we are different components, per crop, more crop, and this accelerated irrigation benefits and all these things. So a lot of different aspects are there. So our new integrated watershed development program was changed to WDC PMKSY. So in the first phase, actually there was very little amount of money was there in this program because it was considered that Mahatma Gandhi NREGA will going to put all the monies for the development of watershed and its management. And that is why till 2015, if you see, lot of plantation activities in Mahatma Gandhi NREGA has taken place. But if you see 2015 onwards, there is a consistent decline in plantation activities. So it is there because maybe because it was said that the demand for plantation is not there. Even most of the areas in watershed area has been saturated with the plantation activities. I don't know how far it is true, but still the emphasis was not there in plantation in the later stage. Then if you see now, again in the second phase of WDC PMKSY, that is the new phase of integrated watershed management program, IWMP what we say that. The emphasis again laid on watershed management, lot of money is there. But again, the majority of the component part will be made from the Mahatma Gandhi NREGA side. Why has this happened? Because during the course of this Mahatma Gandhi NREGA implementation for watershed management activities, all these works and all these things, it was seen that the watershed approach was somewhere missing. Even the agroecological approach was not followed. The local requirements also took a backstage ecologically as you can see. But it was later considered that this new PMKSY WDC will take up the watershed approach in convergence with Mahatma Gandhi NREGA. This has what happened with the Mahatma Gandhi NREGA as per the NRM is considered, because you see out of the 266 works of which is there recognized in the Mahatma Gandhi NREGA, around 182 works are related to natural resource management, and out of that 85 are basically water related works. And more than 70% of its component of money which is there allocated in Mahatma Gandhi NREGA, on an average it flows for the natural resource management activities. So that means there is a huge scope is there under Mahatma Gandhi NREGA. Now what is the new phase of Mahatma Gandhi NREGA? What is going to be there in the new phase of Mahatma Gandhi NREGA? As I told that it has changed its attention, or if I say demand, from poverty alleviation, distress addressing program towards the development activity programs. Because as you say, Kerala and Tamil Nadu, West Bengal, they don't have this kind of distress is there, but still the majority of expenditure is there. Which state has a lot of distress? UP and Bihar. How much expenditure has been spent from Mahatma Gandhi NREGA on UP and Bihar of the total component? Hardly 3 to 4% is been spent over there. So that means Mahatma Gandhi NREGA has to realize into new form. Then what that form should be? We have been working on an idea like climate proofing of villages in India, and I think this is going to be the new phase of Mahatma Gandhi NREGA. That climate proofing of India will be taken up through Mahatma Gandhi NREGA. We are working on the policy adequacy. We are also working on the models to be developed under this climate proofing of villages. Then again there is, why? Because you see, even Ministry of Panchayati Raj is interested into disaster proofing of villages in India. And you know that what is one of the major disasters in India? Drought itself is one of the major disasters in India. So that is why I think now both the ministries are going to concentrate on this aspect. So I suggested that let's work on not on disaster proofing or Mahatma Gandhi NREGA development activities of NRM, but we should work on a common goal that is called climate proofing of India's for future. And that should be there. We should prepare our villages, our Gram Panchayat, for disaster risk reduction through Mahatma Gandhi NREGA, through the climate proofing activities. And there is a huge scope also there. So I think this is what going to be there. Even if you see the coming phases of watershed development program, what is going to be there in future, we are talking about laying more emphasis on livelihood activities. Livelihood is one of the major component under the new watershed development program regime under the Department of Land Resources. That is what called PMKSY WDC 2.0. What is going to be there for the third phase of WDC PMKSY? How Mahatma Gandhi NREGA is going to integrate into that? Definitely it is going to be the climate proofing activities, and also we have to work on development of livelihoods systems. The days of developing livelihoods are gone. The days of doubling the incomes will be taken in a new phase that is called development of livelihood systems. So unless and until we don't develop such livelihood systems, we won't be able to achieve the livelihood aspects in our villages. So what is that livelihood system should be focused upon? It should be focused upon the future aspects of climate change, which should be also addressed into that. And also we have to see that we have to work on a new approach, what we are planning and looking forward, that is called the circular economy aspect. And in villages, if you see circular economy, it is called bioeconomy. Bioeconomy is a kind of circular economy aspect. So I think all our livelihood system should be based on these bioeconomy aspects. And this is going to be there in future. All the DPRs which are being prepared under watershed programs, where the component will be also added from the Mahatma Gandhi NREGA. Now it is laid that at least 10% should be based on the land resource inventory and hydrology of the area, and also it should focus on the agroecological approaches. But now in the next phase, it will be 100% agroecological approaches and also 100% based on LRI and hydrology planning. Unless until these DPRs are not there, no expenditure on NRM from MGNREGA will be coming forward in future. So this is the focus area will be there in the future. I think we all should try to work upon this aspect. How to integrate that? Because we have integrated many other aspects. Like for example, we have integrated the biodiversity conservation in Gram Panchayat Development Plan, GPDP that is called. Kashmir is new to the local governance system, that is Panchayat Raj system. Recently they has been inducted into Panchayat Raj system. So you have to see these new aspects. And also we have been able to integrate the disaster risk reduction into the GPDP planning. Now we want to include and make the mainstreaming of climate proofing into the Gram Panchayat development plans. So this is all there for the future, because we all know that these plans will only work when it has a localized approach, and that is why it's better to integrate in the GPDP plan. We have not been working on the agroecological approaches, because if you see, even if you consider the rangelands, even if you consider throughout the Himalayas, it is not that all lands are grazing lands are similar. There are a lot of differences. Differences will be there on the how the people look towards the rangeland, how the rangeland contributes towards the economy. Because rangeland is one of the important components for India. It contributes almost 4% of India's GDP, as far as livestock is concerned, including livestock from India. You all will be aware that India has largest livestock population in the world, and it also requires a lot of water. So how that we are going to manage for that? If you see many other aspects like rangeland system is considered, even the climate resilient aspect can be also worked upon for the rangeland systems. One of the clear-cut aspect is that why we basically have this large numbers of livestock in India. Is it that we have a lot of rangelands? Is it that we have a lot of degraded systems in India, which may not be sufficient or maybe not qualify as agricultural land? That is why we have partialism in India. There is another aspect we should also look into, that is the aspect of climate. See, India is the consistent, the regularity of drought, flood and famine in India is not new. It is always there, because India receives monsoon because of the El Nino system. You all know by now what is El Nino system. And that is why there is a recurrent drought, flood and famine in India. And that is why, to overcome this drought, flood and famine, the safety net for these people in India was their livestock. And that is why we have a habit of keeping large number of livestock in India. This is kind of our insurance system which we had in agriculture. But if you see in today's case, majority of the livestock are hybrid. They are underproductive. Underproductive means because if you see the world average of production from the livestock is considered, we have one of the lowest production systems in India as per the livestock is considered. Why? Because we are not able to cater the livestock management properly. Even if you have hybrid systems, hybrid animals in India, we are not giving the quality fodder to get good maximum production out of them. We still feel that those livestock were there which used to help us to overcome the drought, which can survive on the poor quality of fodder. The similar thing may happen even for the hybrid livestock. That won't happen. If you want to get good production out of that, you have to have a good fodder and feed management system for them to have a proper production output from them. I have been working in NRM sector, but my familiarity with this rangeland is not new. Although recently I should thank Vivekanandji that he actually inspired me to think into the rangeland management aspect of Mahatma Gandhi NREGA very seriously, as per the policy adequacy is considered, and definitely I am going to work more focused approach on this aspect. I have been working, and I have worked actually on rangeland from my PhD thesis. I worked on the pastoral systems of Lahaul Spiti area during my PhD. That was around 25-26 years back. So I have also seen the recent development, what has happened to the pastoralists in the Lahaul Spiti area. And I have a lot of stories to tell. The time is limited, I cannot share the stories. But I have seen those stories because even every 2 years, or at least once in a 2 years, I visit the Lahaul Spiti area because that was my karma bhumi. So I pay my tribute to those people. I also work with the community in that area for other development aspects. So I've seen a lot of changes. The priorities have changed for the people, and as per the area is considered. The young generations, the aspirations is very different. We need to understand the aspirations of new generation. We have to say that we are not doing that. The new generation aspect actually strive for quality of life, better quality of life. They are not concerned about the kind of living standard, because already we have given the living standard to them. So they are happy with the living standards. They have a starting point for them in their life to take up. So quality of life should be the emphasis, and that is why when we talk about rural development, the next phase of focus will be definitely on giving a good quality life for our rural folks. It is not only important in current state, when we are talking about doubling of farmers' income, eradicating the poverty, but there is another aspect, looming threat of climate change associated with it. Why? Because majority of the livelihoods are there in rural area. 70% of people who stay in rural areas, their livelihoods are dependent on livelihood or agriculture or allied sectors. They are totally dependent on natural resources for their survival. 57% of income from our country, the farmers are there. The sole purpose of their livelihood, or the major source of livelihood, is only from agriculture itself. So what is going to be changed during the climate change scenario? Our livelihoods are going to be lost. So how we are going to safeguard those livelihoods? We have to work upon that aspect. It is not only Mahatma Gandhi NIRDPR, we have been working on this aspect through our another project that is called Deen Dayal Antyodaya Yojana, National Rural Livelihood Mission. DAY NRLM it has been called. We have done 2 pilots in Madhya Pradesh and Bihar to develop the climate resiliency among the rural poor or the marginal or landless farmers. So that was a pilot which was been done. It was kind of a World Bank assisted project. So a lot of learning outcomes have come out from that project. How we are going to work upon the climate adaptations for these rural areas. It is not only for, we have to work only on few agroecological zones, we have to work throughout the agroecological zones. And this is what the approach is required. If you want to overcome the climate change, our focus should be that we should have an agroecological approaches for our NRM activities. And seriously, it has been lacking. There are hidden opportunities, we call it blessing and disguise, even in the climate change scenarios. And we have to understand those blessing and disguise, we have to work upon that. We need a serious change into the agriculture pattern in our country. Yeah. Actually, we don't have any agriculture policy till date. We don't have even rural development policy. We are working on rural development policy. But we have national water policy in India that was there in 2012. I think we have to learn a lot of things from this national water policy. And this will be there definitely taken care for our future watershed management programs. In fact, Kashmir is not new to me. I have already worked in Kashmir. I have guided 4 PhD students from Kashmir. They have worked on various regions from Dal Lake to Wooler Lake, Wooler watersheds, Lidr Valley, etc. That was long back, 20 years back. But it's my good opportunity for me that I was able to work on Kashmir. So with this, once again, I thank to the organizers of this program. Please feel free to contact me, because we work on various aspects of NRM, and even the Mahatma Gandhi NIRDPR is there, Day NRLM is there, watershed development programs are can be considered. Even next week we are going to organize one of the national level workshop that will do a brainstorming on climate resilient infrastructure. So please feel free to contact. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Ravindra S. Gavali, sir, for your unmatched special address, and your detailed analysis and expertise have provided us with a deeper understanding of how this important program can be leveraged to enhance rangeland management and contribute to sustainable rural development. Can we give a huge round of applause, please?